Well, welcome y'all to Tip Tuesday. No fancy background. I'm in the home office at my desk, and that is perfect for today because today we are talking time management, honey. And when I mean time management, I am talking about time blocking. Okay? Don't worry or fret in your little head. We're going to get to how do you utilize your time wisely. But today we got to go at a bigger level and say, how do you plan your time? All right. So I got my notes with me because y'all always know I have to have my notes with me. Make sure I'm hitting the highlights. But just so before we go in, because I did me a whole screen share, okay, you're gonna see me time blocking in real time, okay? So I want to let you know I did time blocking all throughout law school. Okay, I am a plan person. I love me a good plan. Okay, planning is the key to my heart, honey. The key to my heart. Okay, so some things to keep in mind. You will do this however often is necessary for you. So in law school, I did my big level time management, time blocking schedule for the semester. I would just go ahead and plan, and honey, we went with it for months. Now, in my practice, I do my time blocking on a weekly basis. My schedule changes throughout the week. I do different things, it ebbs and flows. All right. Some goals to keep in mind for time blocking is for you to stay organized, stay focused, know what you're doing when so there's no confusion. Okay. Ease the anxiety and the overwhelm that can come with just being in law school, being in practice. Shit is happening. Okay. Shit's happening. Having a plan, having a plan. Top tier. Okay. So when you're time blocking some things that you want, some rules that you want to follow, you want to create white space. People get into time blocking, they want every single second of the day to be planned. Honey, no. Ain't gonna cut it. Not gonna work. Okay. Understand that you plan your set in stone tasks first. So you plan your class, your work schedule, like whatever it is that you know is going to be like this at all times, plan that first, okay? Prioritize, 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 okay? Also include your rest and your fun in there, okay? We want to be productive when it comes to all the work and school things, but at the end of the day, you are a human, and planning things that are not work and school are equally as equally important as your work stuff, okay? So do include that. And also the last golden rule, allow for changes. You want to be fluid and adaptable. Sometimes you make a plan and like, look, I told you I'm a plan whore. Okay. I'm a plan whore. But sometimes things don't go as planned. Things change, you change, you might not want to do that, or it may not be a necessity to, all that. Be okay with it changing. Okay. Everything can't be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking to be organized and to create progress. Okay. So without further ado, hop right into this time blocking segment. Get you a little snack, get you a little water bottle, something. And any questions you have, any comments you have, anything that's not, clicking or vibing with you, let me know in the comments. Interact, interact, interact. If you have any tips that you have for time blocking, sharing is caring for the girls, okay? Get it together in the comment section, and I can't wait for the discussion. All right. Right. So we are going to do our week overview for time management and time blocking. So when I was in law school, I used this exact template to plan out my weeks. Uh-oh. All right. As I was saying, I used this template when I was in law school to plan out my weeks. I needed a schedule because I just needed a schedule. So what I would do is I would take this like template and I would start with the things that, had to go in there, like classes, any internships, anything like that. And then I fleshed it out all the things that I wanted to do, like my study time. So what I would do is let's just do a fake schedule. Say that I had con law on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 9. I would take that, highlight it. What I like to do is go to the table design, pick a border. I like a thick border, so I'll go down and make it thicker. And then just do all outside borders. Put that on Tuesday, all outside borders. Say that I had property on Tuesday, Thursday from 10 to 11. Do that like that. And then say that I had like another class on Monday at this time, another class on Wednesday at this time. And so what I will do is pick a color for class, which I'll just put in as just pea green, just so I know my brain is just triggered to say that this is class. Now, when I was doing this, I would make a different color for each class, but we're making a mock one. So I'll just put class. And you can put any font you would like. You can put this to the left, right, center, whatever you like. So I'll just put that there. And then say on Fridays, I had like, I don't know, maybe a study class or a research class or a workshop class, whatever it is. Maybe it's 3 hours long. Go ahead, put the border on, pick a color, and let's just put workshop. Okay. The next thing I like to do is put in my sleep. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna sleep. So I like to go to bed maybe around 11 o'clock. So what I'll do is Monday through Thursday, go ahead and do top, right, and left just because it's at the bottom. And that's just how I roll. Go on Sunday night, do the same thing. And left, and say that I want to wake up at 6:30 every day. Go here and do the left, the right, and the bottom. And say on Saturday and Sunday, I want to wake up in the morning, but I want to sleep in. So maybe I'll wake up at 9. I'll go ahead and do this all over again. It's very tedious, but once you do it one time, it's good to go. And say Friday and Saturday, you know what? I do what I want. I sleep when I want. Oh well, oh well. So let's make sleep a different color. Let's go. Let's not do that. Let's do this color. It's really pretty. All right. And once you have all that in there, I like to go in and put in my study time. Now, for law school, sometimes your study time is going to be longer than you would like. And when we get into the next screen of another template, I'll show you how to break down the micro amounts of time. Keep in mind when you're doing your entire week, you're doing macro level things. So when we get into the micro level things, that's when you're going to start thinking about, okay, how do I utilize my time when I'm within this time period? Excuse me. So maybe on Fridays after my workshop, I'm going to have an hour break. I don't want to study until like 8 o'clock. Okay. Put the border on there. And that's going to be another page. Let's make this bigger so that we don't have to have that. Okay. I don't like that, but we're here now. All right. So study time for Friday. No, I need to make this smaller because I need to be able to see. Go to view. Let me do. Boom, right there. Back to home. Make it a little bigger so that you can see it. And so say that on Saturdays and Sundays, Saturday I'll start at 9 and I'll do 9 to 6. And then Sundays I'll get started a little bit later and maybe do a short time. So I'll do like 10 to 4. Okay. So say I want to go in then and say in between these classes, I want to study for these 2 to 3 hours. Before this class, I want to get up and go to school and I want to study for these hours. After these classes, I definitely want to study until 8 o'clock on Wednesdays because that's my big study day, I guess. Thursday mornings, I have a little bit more time as well. So I'll go ahead and put in a study period there. Maybe on Monday from 4 to 8, I'll study as well. Um, so let's pick a study color so that our brain knows we're studying. Let's do this orange. And so every time I study, it'll be indicated by orange. And then now, of course, with your study hours, when you actually have your real schedule, you're not just making like a mock schedule like I'm doing. Definitely times out how many hours of class you are sitting through and multiply each of those hours by 3. And whatever that time is, that is your minimum for study period. So I'll just study. Okay. And of course, you can choose your fonts or what may have you. And all that jazz. Now, the real work comes when you're at your micro level and you're deciding what to do. And we'll get into that. Okay, so the other things that are important to schedule. Do you have any activities? Do you have any family time that you're going to want to take? Do you have any friend time you want to take? So say that for me, I had one thing that I had were basketball games for my wife. And so I would put in the basketball game times um, in my schedule because those were important for me to make. And I don't want to um, overlap my schedule with that. So I'm going to block out some time for some things that are important to me that I do not want to miss. These can be things in person, things virtually. Speaking of virtually, say that you want to do a virtual wine night. So virtual wine night, here we come with our friends. We're doing this virtual wine night, and we are not going to forget because that is important to us. If there's anything else within the day that you would like to do, say that you have a dentist appointment. Say that you have a dentist appointment on Thursday at noon. So we're going to block out 2 hours just so we're giving ourselves enough time. All that jazz. So you have a doctor's appointment. What else? Anything else you would like to put in these hours? Go ahead. You want to schedule your workouts. You want to schedule your meal prep time. That's what I did. When I woke up in the morning, I would have some meditation time, some exercise time, just some me time to do whatever I want, some weekend time, all that jazz. So once you have that, we can go into our micro level schedule. And this is my actual schedule for this week. So this is for this week, and this is what I do every single Monday morning. And I guess I can show you when I start out my weekly schedule. Obviously, it's in 15-minute increments. So what I would do if I were, that's not what I would do. I'm lying. So if you are a person that says, I want this as like an overview, but I want to be more tailored in my time in terms of like, say, from 10 to 12, I mean, 10 to 1, you're studying, okay, cool. What are we doing in those 3 hours? You will refer to this. I made this myself. I made it for my work day. You can make a schedule like this for the entire week or whatever days you want. I put it from 8 to 5 in 15-minute increments because I found that having 30-minute increments, it just was overwhelming and I didn't want to look at it and it didn't allow for any white space. I will say, which I forgot to say, which is more important when you're on your micro level, is you need to keep white space. And when I'm done with my schedule for this morning, you will see what I mean by you need to have white space. So when I'm coming in for my work week, I start out again with the things that are non-negotiable because they are definitely on a schedule. This is my weekly calendar for this week. And the screen, oh, there we go. This is my weekly calendar for this week. These are all my court hearings. So what I will do is I will go in and start with my court hearings. So today I have one at 11 o'clock. It happens to be a motion for summary judgment, which is only 15 minutes. So I'm going to allow myself 15 minutes for that motion for summary judgment. Tomorrow there is a pretrial conference at 9 a.m. So I will go ahead and put that in there. And then I have a couple more sets of motions, not motions for summary judgment, pretrial conferences. I have some at 10:15 on Tuesday. And if I have pretrial conferences, they don't go that long. They can either go straight to the point for 5 minutes, or they can go for 3 hours, depending on what county I'm in. But for the most part, pretrial conferences do not last that long. So I'll just, if I have like a couple or one or two, I'll just go ahead and put together 15 or 30 minutes. If I know I'm going to be in a county that's going to have me in the county for a long time, I'll add more time. But yeah, so Wednesday I have some at 9 and there's 5 of them. So I'm going to allow myself 45 minutes just so that my brain knows I'll be in there for a longer time. I have some at 11:30 this day as well. It's only 2 of them, but it's in a county where I kind of know I'm probably going to be sitting there for a while. And then I have a trial for this day pending. So for trials, I set out an entire hour. I know this is pretrial conferences. I think these, let me check. And when I do this, I take my time and I go through and I look at each one of them and see what kind of hearing it is. So for this hearing, Thursday afternoon at 1:30, I'll set aside 30 minutes for that. That's for a lack of prosecution docket. The following day, I have one as well. And this one is a trial. So 9:30 on Friday is a trial. And I have some pre-trial conferences. More pre-trial conferences on Friday, 11:30. So I have a couple of those. I have 30 minutes for that. Okay, and so once I have all of my hearings in for the week, I like to go in and I like to add my breaks because that's very important to me. So I also will say I keep a key down here of what my colors mean, but I've done this so many times, I just know my colors. So for my breaks, I'll do the right green. Green, I like my lunch to be at 1 o'clock. I don't know. It makes my day flow for me. But as you can see, there are some days where that just is not going to work. And so I think for Tuesday, because I have this many hearings, I'm going to put my lunch before. And then on this day, because it's just these like a prosecution hearings, I'm going to put my lunch after. It just depends on what I'm doing, how much time I have between hearings, how much time I have between any other thing that I'm doing. So yeah, I'll put my lunch hour. That's when I log off the VPN, turn my computer, or log off and just have a moment. I also like to take a break at 10:30. So if time is willing, I'll add that to 10:30 and also 3:30, unless I'm doing something. For this, I'll probably will take a break. Let's do 9:45 just because I have hearings all throughout the day. Okay, so once I have my break in there, I like to go in and add in my email tasks and planning. Every morning I come in, do 30 minutes of going through emails just in case I miss something overnight, or to send somebody emails, all that jazz. So I'll do my email tasks. And then what I like to do with my email task is put one after my break because sometimes you miss things and sometimes I need to respond to things. So after all of my breaks, unless I have a hearing directly following, I'll put time for email tasks. And I see that I have a break that's like 2 minutes after I get back. We're going to keep that in there anyway. Um, Email tasks. And then add that there, add that there, there. All right. So I add these email tasks throughout the day as little speed bumps to make sure I check back in with my email and not let it get lost. Now for Mondays, a little bit different. I like to bring this down as far as I can, just so that we can do our weekly planning. All right. So the next thing I like to go in and add is a time slot for hearing prep. And that will be the time where I either actually prep my electronic hearing notes, which I can go over that if anyone would like me to go over how I prep for hearings. Just let me know in the comment section. And we can get it to pop into the comment section and I'll probably make another video. But hearing prep is where I go in and either actually prep my notes or just get my mind ready that I need to go to court. So usually after I have planned for Monday, and I know I'm not going to need that much time, so I'll go ahead and take some time. I'm going to go through all of the hearings that I've just put on this thing. I'm going to go through all of these hearings, take down all of the information for these hearings, any notes that I need going into the hearings, so that I can include that when I go into court to be prepared. So I'll have some time if I need to do it before I have a hearing, and then there will be some time at the beginning and the end of the week where I go in and do like a big, massive one and not just for that particular hearing. And of course, your hearing prep is very necessary because how are you going to go into court and you not know what you was doing? So yeah, my hearing prep on Fridays for the following week. I need to really keep and honor this because this helps me out a lot to not have to come in, do all of this planning, and then do hearing prep. So I have all of my non-negotiable things almost on here. So I have my hearings, I have my hearing prep, I have my breaks in here, and I have when I am looking at my email. The next thing I will go and do is either add in any travel time if I had any in-person hearings, any training time if I had any outstanding compliance trainings, any trial or discovery prep, which is very, very important. And then the other very important thing outside of hearings for me is signing. So with the time that I have left, I will go in and try to make 2 hours of signing work in all of this. By the time I'm done with this, is the last thing I'm adding in for this week. I don't have any trials for next week. Um, so I don't need to do any trial or discovery prep. Um, After I'm done, there will be white space. When you are time blocking, now, with the exception of like right now, because these things, especially when it comes to like email tasks, weekly planning, hearing notes, these are the things that don't take a lot of mental energy. I don't need to be as thorough. I mean, unless I'm replying to emails. But if I'm just going through emails, reading things and sorting things about with priority and stuff like that, it doesn't take me a lot of time. It doesn't take me a lot of mental energy. So when you're making your time blocking session, keep in mind that you want it to be realistic, and realistic accounts for transitions. It accounts for fatigue and accounts for more time to do things than you think is necessary. So you need white space, not only to transition, but as a buffer. So that if something takes longer, you have that time. But it also helps your brain to not be overwhelmed by just consistent color. We're not trying to highlight everything. So for today, I'll say at 9:45, I'll sign for an hour, put that in my blue, and say probably in between this, I'll sign for an hour. Boom, we're done for today. Tomorrow's a little bit different. Okay. We have lots of hearings. I'll probably sign within hearings and, around hearings. So for this day, we're going to put this like this. I'll realistically probably take, obviously take my break in between then, but keeping the white space. For Wednesday, again, put it in where you fit in. Let's see. I'm not sure if I have a trial on Wednesday. And again, keep in mind, this can change. This can change. We're not setting these things in stone. We are setting aside time to accomplish some things. And yeah, we're not trying to be an overachiever in the sense that we forget about ourselves. Excuse me, forget about ourselves or, doing too much. I'm going to save. Hold on. Pause sharing. Save as. Resume share. Pause share. I'm going to file save as because all right. So that was our little excerpt on time blocking. Like I said, if you have any questions, any concerns about what it is that we are doing with time blocking, let me know in the comments. Again, white space, white space. We can talk about how we can be productive with our colored blocks, but the white space is us just chilling, transitioning, anything like that. So again, any questions, any comments, anything you want another video on, let me know, and we can make that happen. So until next time, y'all, bye. All right, y'all. So that was the time blocking webinar, the rundown of how I organize my time. Okay. I want you to keep in mind going forward, we will definitely do Tip Tuesdays structured around how do you utilize your study time? What do I do with that? All that jazz. Those are upcoming. If you have any specific study needs where you're like, look, I need to figure out how to do this, definitely put it out in the comments. Let me know what you're struggling with. We can work it out together. If you have any requests for, any Tip Tuesdays, let me know. And until next week, be great, okay? Excellence is you. Excellence is me. Excellence is we. Is that, we gonna do a chant? No, we're not gonna make that a thing. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you next Tuesday. And if you're into the deep dive, see you on Friday.